A man forms an unlikely friendship with a baby squirrel after rescuing its life. Deacon Anderson's childhood was as typical as any other children. Growing up in a quiet neighborhood in Denmark, he was an ordinary boy with an extraordinary love for animals. From a young age, Anderson's heart was filled with compassion for the furry and feathered inhabitants of his world. Whether he was on his way to school or later during his college years, Anderson's keen eyes never missed an animal in need. Stray cats, injured birds, or lonely dogs, they all found a friend in him. Anderson didn't just stop at offering a kind word or a pat on the back. He went the extra mile. He carried bags of kibble, clean water, and even a first aid kit, ready to lend a helping hand to any creature he came across. What made Anderson's mission even more heartwarming was the unwavering support of his parents. They recognized their son's love for animals and encouraged him every step of the way. They watched proudly as he nurtured wounded birds back to health and offered shelter to homeless strays. In Anderson, they saw a young man who was making the world a better place, one act of kindness at a time. From the window of his apartment, he had an unobstructed view of a miniature wildlife sanctuary that unfolded before his eyes. Every morning, like clockwork, he would sit by that window, a warm cup of coffee in his hand, and gaze out at the bustling world of birds, squirrels, and other creatures that shared his urban habitat. It was a daily ritual he cherished, a symphony of nature that never failed to captivate him. His love for animals extended beyond the glass pane of that window. At home, he had two furry companions who brought boundless joy into his life. The first, a strikingly beautiful cat named Coco, was the epitome of elegance and grace. Coco was always ready to curl up in his lap, purring contentedly as they spent hours together. The second, aptly named Tiger, was a bundle of energy and mischief. Together, they engaged in playful antics that brightened even the gloomiest of days. Tiger's mischievous spirit was a perfect contrast to Coco's serene demeanor. As he watched the animals outside and played with his beloved cats inside, he couldn't help but feel grateful for the simple yet profound joys that his love for animals had brought into his life. It was a daily reminder that the beauty of the natural world and the companionship of furry friends could fill his days with happiness and wonder. With Coco, the senior cat, gone, Tiger was left alone in a world that suddenly seemed a little darker. His days of playful companionship had turned into a search for something he couldn't quite comprehend. He roamed the rooms and hallways of the apartment, his mournful meows echoing through the empty spaces. Anderson, his owner, watched with a heavy heart, wondering how he could ease Tiger's grief. Each day was a challenge for both of them. Filled with the absence of a beloved friend, Anderson tried everything he could think of to console Tiger, but nothing seemed to fill the void left by Coco. One day, as he wandered in his garden, a tiny squirrel, no bigger than his palm, tumbled from the branches above. It was a helpless 1-month-old baby squirrel, its fragile body bearing the scars of a fall. At first, Anderson held on to hope, praying that the little one's mother would swoop down to rescue her injured offspring. However, days passed, and the adult squirrel never returned. Fate had cast the cub adrift, but it found an unlikely savior in Anderson, who couldn't bear to see it suffer. With unwavering determination, Anderson took on the role of a caregiver. He cradled the tiny creature in his hands and brought it home. He knew this little life depended on him now, and he was ready for the challenge. Day and night, Anderson tirelessly fed the squirrel, offering nourishment every couple of hours. He watched as the baby squirrel grew stronger with each passing day, its once frail body now brimming with life. And as the squirrel thrived, Anderson couldn't help but smile, for he had a grand plan in mind. If this little survivor could flourish, it would become the perfect companion for his dear feline friend, Tiger. In Anderson's cozy home, an extraordinary companionship flourished between Tiger and Tintin, the squirrel who had found an unexpected family. Anderson couldn't help but suspect that Tintin had embraced the identity of a cat, for she mirrored their every move. Tiger, on the other hand, proudly introduced himself as Tintin's older brother. The trio was inseparable. They slept together in a warm, furry pile, finding solace in each other's presence. When the sun bathed their world in light, they ventured out as a united front, exploring the garden, climbing trees, and plotting mischievous pranks that brought joy and laughter to their home. Tiger, with his natural feline instincts, became Tintin's unwavering protector. He hissed at intruding cats, sent birds of prey fleeing with a menacing stare, and stood bravely against even the largest of dogs. Tintin's safety was his sacred duty. The squirrel had not only grown close to the family, but also cherished the bond forged with those who had saved and nurtured her. She rode on Anderson's shoulders, delighting in the world from her unique vantage point, and eagerly leaped into his waiting hands. But when exhaustion finally caught up with her, they sought solace in the comforting embrace of their beloved cat. Tiger's soothing licks were a testament to the profound affection that bound this extraordinary trio, and together they drifted into a peaceful slumber, where the boundaries between species dissolved into the sweetest dreams. With each passing day, Tintin the squirrel thrived under Anderson's loving care. His once injured body now brimmed with vitality, and he had found a forever home filled with warmth and attention. Anderson, with a heart full of compassion, made sure Tintin's life was nothing short of extraordinary. Tintin's newfound adventures included long, leisurely outdoor walks, an activity made possible by a specially designed squirrel leash. Together, they explored the wonders of the natural world, forging an unbreakable bond with each step. Back at home, Tintin enjoyed the comfort of a spacious cage that allowed him to leap and frolic to his heart's content. His little paws danced with joy as he explored his mini kingdom, a testament to the love and care he received. Their heartwarming journey didn't go unnoticed. Anderson, proud of the unique companionship they shared, decided to share their story on social media. Little did they know that their story would capture the hearts of thousands. Their account garnered over 24,000 followers, each one enchanted by the tale of Tintin the squirrel and the extraordinary life he now led. In the embrace of Anderson's love and the admiration of their online community, Tintin had truly found his forever home, where he could thrive and continue to inspire others with his remarkable journey. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.